I now officially hate Apple, and you should too. What's up guys, I'm Benji from Ben Tech and welcome back to another video. So for those that didn't know, if you didn't get the memo from all my videos, I am an Apple fanboy, or at least I used to be a die-hard Apple fanboy. But lately, Apple has been doing some things that have kind of ticked me off a little bit, and I'm not a massive fan of. So there's a lot of different reasons why I hate Apple now, and why I think you should hate them too. So the first thing that really annoys me about Apple that is getting worse and worse every year is the pricing of their products. So they kind of started to go a bit over the top last year when they released the iPhone 10 in 64 and 256 gigabyte configurations, and it started at $1,000 and went all the way up to $1,150. Apple made it even worse. This is probably the worst pricing for iPhones ever. So I actually believed the rumors that said that this year's iPhones would be cheaper than last year's, but that didn't end up being the case. The iPhone XS starts at $1,000, the exact same amount as the iPhone 10 last year. And then the iPhone XS Max starts at $1,100. And that's just for 64 gigabytes on both of those devices. A lot of people have complained about the prices, mainly because of that storage option. If it were 128 gigabytes starting at $1,000, then that would have probably been a little bit more reasonable. But because it's 64 gigabytes, a lot of people aren't a fan of that. But that's not the worst part of Apple's pricing. The worst part is their 512 gigabyte iPhone XS Max starts at $1,500 and more if you live in the US, because you need to count tax and all that. For a phone, that is so expensive. That is really expensive. A lot of people can't afford this price. I mean, Apple is known to overprice things sometimes, but this is outrageous. And that's not the worst part. Even the iPhone XS, the smaller brother to the XS Max, costs $2,000 in some countries and goes beyond $2,000. So a lot of people won't be able to afford these phones. And I think even if you could afford the new iPhones, don't buy them because they're too expensive. It's a phone. We are in a world today where there's smartphones for like even $260 that do almost the same stuff the iPhone 10 and XS and XS Max do, but for a fraction of the price. And of course, you're probably thinking like, Benji, you can't say anything. You spent $1,100 on a phone last year, but that was last year. I am not planning on getting the iPhones this year, for a number of different reasons, and one of them is the pricing. I'm not prepared to spend another $1,100 on another phone 2 years running. That's kind of stupid. It would have been a lot better if the XS started at $900 as it was rumored to be, and the XS Max starting at $1,000. That would have probably made them a little bit more worth it, especially considering the small incremental change between the 10 and the XS and even the XS Max. Another reason why I hate Apple, and I think you should start hating them too, is their naming. Apple can't name stuff anymore. They've lost it with all the names. They've screwed everything up last year. Even though they have been known to give weird names to products, this year is just, it's just even worse. Like last year, iPhone 10, I understood that. The X, Roman numeral, 10th anniversary iPhone, that made sense. But this year, coming out with 3 new iPhones and calling them the XS, XS Max, and the XR, like 10S isn't bad. 10S as a name isn't bad. I can deal with that. But XS Max and XR? This is stupid, Apple. Like, what the heck was going through the marketing team's minds when they came up with these names? The average consumer is going to call these phones the iPhone XS, XS Max, and the XR. They're not gonna call them 10R, 10S, 10S Max. Also, why 10R? 10R is a stupid name. What does the R even stand for? Not to mention the name 10S almost sounds like tennis, and 10S Max almost sounds like tennis match. Thanks to Tailors of Tech, by the way, for that, because that was really funny. And 10R sounds like tenor. Like, They're stupid names. These are by far the worst names for any Apple device in the history of Apple. In fact, I'm not even gonna correct people when I hear them say XR and XS and stuff anymore, because I kind of given up at this point. Who cares what people call these phones? They're just stupid names, and I hope Apple next year fixes the whole naming thing, because if they don't, then I'm gonna be even more mad than I am right now. Another reason why I hate Apple, and you should too, is late releases or delays of different products. For example, the Apple AirPods were announced in September of 2016. And it was said that they would launch late October, so that was a month later, and they ended up shipping mid-December, which means they delayed the release by like a month and a half. Another delayed product release, the HomePod, which by far was one of the worst product releases in Apple history. It was announced in June of 2017 and was expected to ship in December of 2017. And then it ended up being delayed by 2 months, and it came out in February of this year, 2018. And it's not just bad that they delayed the HomePod. When it started shipping, it was missing a lot of its key features. It was missing stereo sound pairing with 2 HomePods. It was also missing AirPlay 2, and a lot of the key features that were said to be coming at launch. And the worst thing is, these features only came out like before WWDC, so that was around April, May time, and the HomePod had been out for almost 6 months. I personally know a couple of people that bought the HomePod, loved the sound quality and everything, but they were disappointed of the lack of features on it. And another product release which has been delayed and we don't know when it will come out or if it'll come out, AirPower. AirPower was announced in September of 2017. That is almost over a year ago now, and we still haven't heard anything from Apple. The last thing we heard was that the FCC didn't quite approve it, and it was hard to manufacture for Apple and stuff. And at their last event, they didn't even mention the thing. I think it was meant to ship at the end of last year or beginning of this year, and it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and now Apple has kept quiet and has said nothing about it. I have a feeling AirPower will never be HearPower. It will never happen because it's been so long. Also, if Apple did decide to release it now, nobody would buy it. It would be irrelevant. Another reason why I hate Apple, and you should too, is that they don't ship fast chargers inside the box. And this is really, really stupid because Apple advertises that their phones can charge from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes, and you have to spend like $80 for a USB-C to Lightning cable and a USB-C to 30-watt power adapter. But shipping a phone with a 5-watt power brick and advertising that you could charge it from 0 to 50 with a 30-watt power adapter? No, just no. Apple, this is outrageous. Not to mention, these new iPhones are really, really expensive and they don't ship with the fast charger. Like, Apple, what the heck are you doing? And something that confused me and a lot of other people is they still ship Lightning earpods in the box, even though they removed the headphone jack and they were like, wireless is the future. Wireless is better. You should use wireless headphones. And they still ship wired headphones in the box. But Apple, you can't say that you believe in wireless and wireless is the future and still ship wired headphones. That is not what a company that is pushing everyone to the future should do. So now you're telling people to spend $1,500 on the iPhone XS Max with 512 gigabytes and then spend an extra $160 for AirPods and then spend an extra $80 for the power adapter. Like, that is on Apple. Like, seriously, what are you doing? Like, it's so sad because Apple is a big company. Everyone loves their products, and there's a lot more people now that are leaving iOS and iPhone and Apple in general, mainly because of all these rip-offs that they're offering. Something I love about Samsung is how much stuff they ship in the box, and they also give you a lot of freebies. So for example, you can get 15,000 V-Bucks if you play Fortnite. And you can also get a pair of AKG over-ear headphones. Like, value-wise, Samsung is crushing it compared to Apple. Apple, value-wise, is losing it now. They keep overpricing their products, and that's not the problem. If they shipped AirPods and a fast charger in the box with the iPhone XS Max and still priced it at $1,500, then that would be a steal. But because they don't do that, then the $1,500 iPhone XS Max is a pass for me. It's a pass for everyone I know. Another reason why I hate Apple, and you should as well, is the removal of 3D touch. The iPhone XR doesn't come with 3D touch. And that's kind of sad considering Apple considers this as a gateway to the Apple ecosystem, because it's missing one of my favorite features from the iPhone. I love using 3D touch on my iPhone. I use it every single day, and there's so much stuff you can do with 3D touch that you can't actually do on non-3D touch iPhones. And apparently, rumors are saying that the 2019 iPhones, none of them will have 3D touch, and that's kind of a massive deal breaker for me. Honestly, 3D touch, say what you want about it, but in my opinion, 3D touch is a massive, massive feature that the iPhone has that other phones don't have. Another reason why I hate Apple, and you should too, is getting features after Android OEMs. For example, Apple took years to implement wireless charging into their iPhones when Samsung and LG already shipped phones with wireless charging for years. Also, Gigabit took its time to come to the iPhone. I mean, it did take a year, it did take less than usual, but still it took a year to get Gigabit on an iPhone. Also, it took forever for Apple to implement eSIM and dual SIM into their iPhones. And I mean, the cellular iPads have had this for years, and they only now implement it in the iPhone. So it's not like Apple doesn't know how to implement eSIM into products. Also, iPhones took a couple of years to implement OLED. That is something that kind of annoyed a lot of people, that iPhones still didn't have OLED displays until last year. And I mean, Apple is getting a little bit better at catching up with Android OEMs, but still, it's taking them a while. Another reason why I hate Apple, and you should too, is the lack of optimization for bigger screens. Apple, we have had iPhone Plus models since the iPhone 6. We've had years of big screen iPhones, and we still don't have main multitasking features that Android has, like split screen multitasking and picture-in-picture. We still don't have any of this on the iPhone. Yes, we have them on the iPad, but not on the iPhone. And I mean, iPhone screens now are bigger than ever. We've got 5.8 inch, 6.1 inch, and 6.5 inch screens, and we still don't have better multitasking features. Apple is not good at making big phones because they're badly optimized. And those are just a few things that I hate about Apple. So by all means, don't take this as a I hate Apple, I'm switching to Android type scenario. I'm not going to switch to Android, mainly because I love iOS and I love how it works. It is fast, it's reliable, and it's really, really good. But Apple lately has been doing a couple of things that I absolutely dread and I hate. And it's kind of sad seeing my favorite company going down this dark path. Hopefully they get better in the next few years. Hopefully they will stop pricing phones this high. And hopefully someone talks some sense into Tim to fire their marketing team, because these names are absolutely horrible and I hate them. And yeah, hopefully Apple, you get better in the next few years. If you don't, then the worst will happen. I'll have to switch to Android. And if you agree with me and you enjoyed this video, let me know by smashing the like button down below. If you hate me now because of what I said, then that other button seems to work as well. Let me know what you guys think about Apple in the comment section below. Do you hate it after this video, or do you still like them? And what do you think they could do to improve their company and improve their products? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, if you're new around here and you haven't already, be sure to smash that subscribe button down below. And also don't forget to ring the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. You can get to my videos early and you won't miss an upload. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Benji from Benobby Tech, and I'll catch you guys in the very next one.